Intelligence alone does not guarantee success. Now, definitely it doesn't guarantee success, intelligence alone. And that's why, if you notice, there are sometimes when intelligent people actually do fail. The fact that you are intelligent doesn't necessarily mean that everything about you is just going to be success. That kind of smooth move all through, of course, definitely not. That's because there are certain elements, certain aspects that if you don't structure them in place, you don't adjust them so well, there's a very high chance and a very high possibility and probability of you failing as a result of being intelligent, despite the level of your brain. So I want to show you a few reasons why intelligent people actually fail, despite their level of intelligence, despite their level of exposure, despite the level of commitment and all the like. They still end up experiencing failure. But before then, this is the professional mindset. Do well to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, drop your comments in the comment section, share to as many as possible. Intelligent people, of course, will fail from time to time. Now, this is why some of them are actually going to fail. First thing first, some of them think too much and act little. By virtue of intelligence, they have this perfectionist mindset. They have this ideology of everything ought to be perfect. And I tell you, people who love perfection too much do a lot of thinking and less of action. And too much of thinking delays action. Too much of thinking delays actions. In one of our videos, the dangers of overthinking, you go through the videos, you'll find it. We have met an explicit description on the dangers of overthinking or the dangers of excessive thinking. So one of them is delayed action. Too much thinking actually delays action. And intelligent people love perfection, and by virtue of the fact that they love perfection, they think more and they act less. And I tell you, when you think more, you act less, definitely you're bound to fail at some point in time, because actions is what enables you to have a certain level of exposure and have a certain level of correctiveness, because the more you act, the more you learn. It's not the thinking that makes you learn, it's the action that actually makes you learn. Now, number two, they fail sometimes because they have knowledge, but they don't execute the knowledge. In one of our videos, we said you are not appreciated for having knowledge. You're not appreciated for knowing more. Okay? You are appreciated for acting. You're appreciated for executing the plan. Coming out in public to share your plan doesn't move the people. It's executing the plan that actually moves the people. And when I talk about moving the people here, it's not like you're trying to buy an image in the eyes of the people, or maybe trying to sell yourself at a certain high level of esteem. No, you're just actually trying to let you understand that what matters is not the ideas you have. What matters is utilizing the ideas you have. So intelligent people, most at times, they have a lot of ideas, but they don't execute them, and because of that, they are bound to be classified under failure, because the true failure is having ideas that are not being executed. You failed right from the very onset. What's the need for having business ideas, having a professional ideas, and at the end you don't execute any of them? Of course, you're categorized to be a failure, because those are pregnancies that have never come to birth. And by virtue of the fact that the pregnancies never come to birth, the lamplight does not shine on them, and most definitely it fails. So intelligent people often have a lot of knowledge, but they don't execute the knowledge, and that's why they fail. Too much of knowledge, no execution, they fail. One thing too you should note is that ego prevents learning. By virtue of the fact that the people are intelligent, by virtue of the fact that they are smart, they become egoistic. They have a lot of ego, a lot of pride in them. I've got the knowledge, I have the know-how, and I have everything within it. But by virtue of that knowledge, by virtue of that know-how, they become egoistic. And I tell you, for sure, one thing that indicates the downfall of a man: pride, ego. Once ego sets in, once pride sets in, oh, that's downfall already coming in for you. And so that is something that many people actually don't have in mind. Many smart and intelligent people actually fail as a result of pride, as a result of ego. You know, one thing that pride and ego does is that it isolates you from people, because you think that you can survive on your own. But I tell you, we depend on one another for survival. Yes, so because you think you can survive on your own, because you think you can maintain your life on your own, you isolate yourself from people. The day you actually need the people will no longer be there for you, because they already know you to be that person, that individual that loves isolating his or herself. Yes, so intelligent people actually suffer this effect once it comes to ego. It's always evident. And sometimes too, intelligent and smart people fail because of the fear of failure. Yeah, not necessarily because they were to fail. It's the fear of the failure that actually kills them. And to be honest with you, fear of failure can paralyze the ideology you have as far as starting off something is concerned. And simply because you're afraid to fail, you cannot just start in the first place. And because you don't start in the first place, you have already failed. Yeah, many fail because they are afraid to fail. You know, there was a time where fear became a killer disease. You know, it caused more harm than good. I know, are you aware that many people that die of illnesses, it's not the illness that killed them, it's the fear of the illness that actually killed them. That's something that has already become a very big threat to many people today. You know, the fear of something. So the fear of it is the beginning of your death in relation to that particular aspect. Like, for example, there were a lot of people who had, during the era of COVID-19, the coronavirus, I bet you there were many people who died, not because they were actually affected by the virus, but because they were afraid of the virus. And just by being afraid of the virus, bam, the symptoms of the virus become part and parcel of them, and their organs just start failing. You know, don't forget that your body operates as a result of the information, and that is transferred by impulses into your brain and into your mind. So the fear of the illness became a problem. The fear of the virus, it killed a lot of people. And that's the same thing that the fear of failure is killing a lot of businesses, it's killing a lot of ideas, it's killing a lot of careers, and it's killing a lot of people. A lot of smart people, they are failing not because they failed, but because of the fear of the failure. Now they are starting that project in their mind with a lot of fear inside of them already, and definitely failure becomes evident. And many others just lack consistency. Despite being intelligent and smart, the consistency is just absent. And of course, consistency being absent in some kind of things is already a beginning of failure. In one of our videos, we spoke about the importance of consistency, how to build consistency. So that equally is going to be of much help to you. Despite how smart you are, consistency is very important. Consistency is very, very necessary. So these are a few things that make some smart people to actually fail. Are you smart? And do you think that you're about to fail? Of course, it's possible to fail. But one of the easiest ways to avoid failure is to obey these few strategies we have just set out. And that is going to make you have a better stance in your profession, a better stance in your career, in your education, and everything as you can name it. This is the Professional Mindset.